Welcome into 5 Picks in 5 minutes. I'm Tim Kalinowski, joined by Chris Raybon. And last week, week 12, we had the Thanksgiving, interesting slates here. We made sure to get it out before Thanksgiving because we're good guys. Raybon, you go 2-1, and I, guess what? I went 1-1. So you are 22-14 on the season, while I am 11-13. I've had one 0-2 week, and the rest have been 1-1. So this is, it's pretty ridiculous at this point. I'm going to have to do quite the catching up to get to you. But, again, I'm rooting for you. I added a lot of the same sides that you did when I saw our little document here. And before we start, just want to remind everyone that you can tail our picks for free thanks to our sponsor, BetMGM, the king of sportsbooks. They have an incredible offer for new users. Use bonus code ACTION when signing up to get up to $1,500 paid back in bonus bets if you don't win your first bet. Terms and conditions apply. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Chris Raybon, week 13. You're on the clock.
Let's go with the Arizona Cardinals plus 5.5 at the Pittsburgh Steelers. According to our luck rankings, Steelers, the luckiest team in football, have been for much of the year. Even with the change from Matt Canada, I don't really think Pittsburgh did anything too amazing. Kenny Pickett was still missing some throws, and this is the kind of spot where you can see a letdown happening for Pittsburgh. Mike Tomlin just 28-47, 37% against the spread as a favorite by more than a field goal coming off a win. And then Arizona got blown out last week. We were on the Rams, but underdogs off a loss of 20 plus, 120-79, 60% against the spread since 2017. Not to mention Kyler Murray 14-4 against the spread in his career as a road underdog. Give me Arizona.
Well, while we're here, I have a pick in this game as well. And I thought your handicap was going to walk this game towards the over and that you're going to give the Steelers offense a little more love, but we'll get into that. Hey, the Steelers put up 422 yards of offense last week in their first game post Matt Canada. That's been 45 games since they've done that. And, Canada could not get to 400 plus yards in 45 games, only 2 games with 30 points, which is just absolutely absurd. So whether you believe that this is a big turnaround or not, and Kenny Pickett's still missing throws, I'll meet you in the middle and say, at least they're better in some way. So I think the Steelers are going to get theirs. And on the other side, I think you laid it out well for Arizona. There's no doubt that this team is far more competent with Murray back and Connor back. This totals 41 in this game. I think that both teams do enough to push this thing over 41 points.
I hope it's 41 for the Cardinals in this one. 42, really, 42. So you can get out of your Jeff Fisher phase and go 2-0. But I am going to go with the Carolina Panthers plus 5.5 at Tampa Bay for my second pick. And I've said this all year. I was not going to bet the Panthers once with Frank Reich as a head coach. Just not a man I believed in at this stage in his coaching career. I think with him gone, it should help Bryce Young and the offense with a more creativity, and gotta fade Baker Mayfield and Todd Bowles as big favorites here. Mayfield 13-24, 35% in his career as a favorite. Todd Bowles favored by a field goal or more, 6-13, 32% against the spread in his career. And road underdogs with 1 or fewer wins like the Panthers in your 8th to 12th game. So before you really get bad, because if you're 1 in like 14, it's just over. But game 8 to 12, 1 or fewer wins, 63-30, 68% against the spread over the past 2 decades. Give me Carolina for the first time in 2023.
I bet them one time as well, and it was that Houston game, so that they upset Houston.
Nice.
So,
they're one win. Yeah,
exactly. So, hopefully we could go to a 2-2 between the two of us here. All right, my pick, I'm going to go San Francisco 49ers -3 at the Philadelphia Eagles. Listen, you said it earlier. Pittsburgh's the luckiest team in the NFL. Well, the Eagles are the second luckiest, according to our guy, Nick Giffin's luck rankings. They very well could have lost to Dallas. They very well could have lost at Kansas City if Patrick Mahomes' receivers didn't have frying pans for hands. They very well could have lost last week against Buffalo. And in that game, obviously went to overtime. Teams coming off overtime games when the opponent ran 90-plus plays in their previous game, 6-12 straight up against the spread. So the Eagles in that situation would be 6-12 against the spread since 2000. Thank you, Evan Abrams, for that. And on the other side, this is extended rest for San Francisco. They played on Thursday on Thanksgiving. This spot is absolutely dreadful for Philadelphia. Give me San Francisco -3.
Yeah, just protect Purdy. Don't let him get hurt again. That was what sunk him in that NFC Championship. But I agree. I think the Niners are the right side here. Let's close it out with the Tennessee Titans +1 at home against the Indianapolis Colts. I like this matchup for the Titans because their run offense is trending up here. You got Derrick Henry, the tackle, their backup tackles run block better than they pass block. And Indianapolis, 14th to 31st in run defense once they lost Grover Stewart to a suspension 5 games ago. He's still got one more to go. So great run defense matchup on the other side, obviously, with the Titans #2 on run defense and Jonathan Taylor out for the Colts. Titans also been great at home, 4-0 straight up and against the spread with a point differential of 10. On the road, a point differential of -11. So you want to take the Titans in these spots when they're at home. Mike Vrabel as an underdog or a short favorite by less than a field goal at home, 15-9, 63% covering by over a field goal on average in his coaching career. Give me Tennessee.
It hasn't probably happened too often, but in my mind, I feel like Gardner Minshew probably isn't great as a favorite. So I like where you're going there. It just seems like it makes sense.
He's not great. He hasn't been great over his last 15, 20 starts or so. He's something like, I think 6-12 in his last 18 or something like that. So you just never know what you're going to get with Minshew, but two kind of shaky quarterbacks, but I think the Titans have the edge in the run game.
Yeah, run the dang rock. Week 13. That's going to do it for Raybon and I. Make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you never miss an episode. And make sure to comment below your favorite bets for NFL Week 13. Good luck, everyone. Raybon, always a pleasure.